Are you guys still struggling with your frames being just so low and stuttering every 2 seconds, with your input lag being so high you could hardly build, but you watch the pros and you see their input lag is so low? Well boys, this is what the pros have taught me, and now I will share it with you guys. Make sure you watch this video till the very end to know exactly how the pros have zero input delay. And also, if you like this video, please make sure you subscribe and just leave a like down below. Okay, the first tip I want to give you guys, and one of the most important tips, is going to be about your CPU. To see this, go on Task Manager right here and click on Performance, and now the first page should pop up CPU, Processors. Mine's 188, which is super high. You want your processors to be as low as possible. The lower your processors, the lower input lag, as obviously there's less strain on your CPU. As you can see, I have a Ryzen 7 5800X3D. So if your processors are lower than mine, that is very good. If yours is higher than mine, that is not good, and you need to watch this video to see how to get this lower. So one way we can lower these processors is just by doing this simple tip. Make sure you come in the search bar and search System Configuration right here, boys. Press that, press on Boot, Advanced Options, Number of Processors. Make sure this box is ticked. And for normal default PCs, this number of processors will be on number 1. For me, I can click up to 16. For some people, it may be 8. It may even be 12, but for me it's 16. Make sure you can click the maximum amount of processors you can. This will make your PC boot up with these amount of processors. You would not want one processor working whilst you are booting. Make sure you click the highest one, click OK, then apply. Make sure you don't mess with any of these settings. You don't want safe boot. Make sure you don't click any of these. Just click off it now. Make sure you have pressed apply though. So the second tip on how to get these processors even lower is to go on the search bar and search background apps. For me it's right here. And now this page will pop up. For some of you, all of these boxes are going to be ticked. You do not want these boxes to be ticked at all. Make sure background apps, let these apps run in the background, is off. If you have any apps on in the background, it is going to cause even more strain on your CPU, which clearly will get you more input lag and less FPS, which you guys just don't want. Unless there are really some apps that you want in the background, which I wouldn't really know why. If you do, you can turn this on. Manually turn every single one off apart of the one you want on, which obviously you keep the one on. But in my recommendation, just turn this off, make sure every single one is off, and this will cause your delay to be so much less. For our second tip, very simple tip, when you're loading up Fortnite and you are wanting to get as less input delay as possible, we're going to click this arrow and make sure everything here is turned off. The things that you want turned off. So for example, if I'm playing Fortnite, I do not want Google open. I'll make sure to exit that. Vanguard, I do not want this as well. I would exit Vanguard. Stuff like this. Unite as well, I would exit Unite. The Pro Wireless, I would also quit that. All of these are in the background causing strain on your CPU. If you turn these off whilst you are gaming, you will get so much less input delay. You just need to remember to do this whilst you load up Fortnite. On to our next input delay trick. We can finally close our task manager. On our desktop, we want to right click and then click display settings. Once this loads up, scroll all the way down until you see graphic settings. Click on the graphic settings and hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. You do not want this on. I know it says reduce latency and improve performance, but this is not good for your PC. Make sure you have this turned off. Again, it will say restart your PC to apply changes. Of course, at the end of this video, restart the PC, then it will all be done. It will save up until you restart your PC. Now, for our next trick, we're going to be going down to the bottom on the search bar, searching for game mode settings. Here it is. Click on game mode settings. Game mode will come on. Boys, I've said this before, if you have a good PC, I recommend turning game mode on. I said earlier on in the video, I have a Ryzen 7 and also a 2070. If you have these specs or above, make sure you have game mode on. But if you have these specs and below, make sure you turn it off. I know it says Windows optimizes your PC for play, but if you don't have good specs on your PC, turn this off. If you're playing on laptop, make sure you're turning this off. If you have a Ryzen 5, turn this off, but a Ryzen 7 or above, make sure game mode is on. Onto our second one, game bar. You do not want game bar on at all. This causes so much delay in the background. Your PC is just constantly recording your game, and you do not want this. Make sure game bar is off. Your frames will also go so much higher doing this. Onto our last one here, captures. Make sure captures is also not on. Again, I've said this before, it is constantly recording your background of the game. There is just more strain on your CPU, more strain on your GPU, causing you to get even less frames. There is no point using this capture system to actually get your game. Use GeForce Experience if you want to record your game, as that is so much less input delay. So make sure these are turned off. And if you do want it on, make sure you're playing 30 FPS on the recorded video. 60 will cause so much more input delay. But again, do not use these, boys. Make sure these are turned off. On to the next tip that I want to show you guys is go onto the search bar and search Advanced System Settings. This should come up. Make sure you're on here, click on Performance, Settings, and copy these exact settings here. If any other boxes are ticked apart from the ones that I have ticked, you will just unnecessarily put strain on your CPU and GPU. So for me, I have animations in the taskbar ticked, show thumbnails instead of icons ticked, smooth edges of screen fonts ticked. Make sure every other one is unticked apart from these three, and again, press apply, OK, and you can get off this screen. So that is it for today's PC optimizations. Again, if you like this video, please do subscribe and leave a comment down below what you did like about the video. And if you have any other tips that you want me to go over, I will go over it on the next video. Just let me know down below. Again, hope these tips worked for you, and please subscribe.